Hi everyone, welcome to the weekly reading for April. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's already basically the middle of April. April 10th through the 16th. I'm actually trying out a different spread, so I would love to hear feedback, guys. So please put it down below. I'm gonna put the cards on top of these clarifying cards here. Though it'll still stick out, what the category is at the top here, so we'll have to pay attention. You'll have to pay attention to that. But I figure we can get kind of more cards in, so this reading might be a little bit longer. I'm gonna try to go as fast as I can. I am a New Yorker after all, so I can talk pretty fast, but I figured we'll get some more information in for the week. And let me know below if this works for you guys, if you like it, if you don't like it. Feedback is always welcomed, okay? And if you like this video, please like, and of course, if you like this content and you want the weeklies and the monthlies, I'm going to start in a couple of months putting out more content on this channel and growing it as much as I can. So your likes, subscribes, comments, all of that stuff, any type of engagement is super helpful for growing this channel, okay? All right, guys, so let's begin here. Let's try to get everything super neat here. I know this is kind of a smooth surface that they're on, so they're all over the place. These are pre-shuffled, and I'm just gonna start by pulling them over. And rotating between the three decks, okay? So let's start with the need. What do we need this week, guys? Okay, so we have this upside down here. So we have the martyr. Okay, so we have learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. Okay, so basically what we have here is the, sometimes we hear the martyr more in the shadow where it says addiction to self-pity, where, we do all these things and then we don't get recognition and then we kind of complain about it. This is the opposite of that, okay? So I definitely feel a lot of you guys are feeling the need to serve, and such a great feeling to have is this overwhelming feeling to help those in need in any way, shape, or form, okay? Whether that's buying a meal for somebody, that's living on the street. I live in New York City. This happens a lot. Spending your time volunteering somewhere, or just being of service, of lending an ear to a friend, anything like that. But I definitely do feel like service is definitely highlighted here. And the fact that it's actually under the need tells me that, and people ask this to me all the time, purpose isn't necessarily like very, people say, what's my purpose? How do I find purpose? If you're feeling lost, if you're feeling confused, help somebody, okay? Because I definitely do feel like with all this change that's been kind of going on with all of us, like we might feel like a little bit lost or directionless or not sure how to deal with the chaos. And so this is like a nice, good break from it all. And also is going to really help you find clarity, compassion, and purpose for what you're dealing with right now. So I do feel like your soul is really, really needing that at this time. So action needed. Okay, peacekeeper. Okay, so we have, here we go, trying to get this nice and neat. Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. Okay, guys, this is really about, so I don't know if I love the term taking the high road necessarily, but this is, and I wouldn't say it's necessarily saying that. It's more so saying about like, not trying to overextend yourself and really trying to prove your point and going out of your way, okay? Because that's really fueled by your ego, really trying to be right. So this is about letting go of the need to be right and accepting that different perspectives exist. I feel like this could be with family members, this could be with friends, this could be with coworkers, this could be with anybody that you have, a relationship with in any capacity. But I definitely do feel like this is the week that we're letting things go in that way. But again, it's not necessarily taking the high road, because sometimes when we say take the high road, we're kind of, there's a little bit of toxic positivity weaved in there where it's like, oh, we don't speak up about the things that are bothering us, like that kind of thing. And I feel like we have brought this up constantly, but maybe the other person isn't getting it. They're not changing their mind, that kind of thing. And it's like, why are we getting angry? And why are we getting, we're wasting all of this energy on something that cannot be changed. And so basically Spirit is asking for us to just let it go. Let go of the need to be right. You're quote unquote right in your heart. What you believe, and that's that. And I definitely do feel like it has something to do with approval. We're coming off of last week's reading about healing in general. A lot of stuff like kind of coming up around this. So it definitely makes sense that this is kind of coming in this week and saying like letting go of like what we kind of were dealing with last week, what was coming up last week, okay? What's the challenge of this week? Let's take a look. Ooh, a change in the wind. All right, not surprised, guys. Like I said, we are, if you guys saw the monthly, I'm trying to make this nice and neat for you guys here. Let's spread these out a little bit. Excuse me. Challenge, a change in the wind. Yeah, navigating these changes that are coming to fruition. Remember I said for this month, a lot of the changes that we've been seeing, guys, I went to Trader Joe's the other day and my bill was $55.55. 5 massive change, right? And these things are starting to come into our physical, they're starting to come into physical energy, like we're actually physically seeing the changes, environmentally seeing the changes. They're starting to take shape. So navigating those challenges, those changes are the challenge of the week. Not surprised there, but let's see what is a surprise. Okay, we have gambler, willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. Ooh, interesting. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to have this interesting, some type of risky venture that comes to us this week. Like, and this is good, guys, okay, because this is in the light. So this is a good risk as long as you weigh your intuition, right? I'm not giving you financial advice or anything or telling you to invest in something that comes your way. I'm telling you to use your intuition with this, but I feel like it has more of a positive outcome. So I definitely do feel like a surprise here is actually like a opportunity to invest in something, whether it's time, whether it's money, or an opportunity for a job, or maybe a job that maybe you're not necessarily qualified for, or requires you to move, or requires you to do something out of your comfort zone, or something that you haven't thought of before, or something along those lines. So I definitely do feel like it's a positive thing, but again, use your intuition when it comes to these things, okay? Okay, let's see if any issues come up this week. Kind of same as challenge here. We have release the old and rest. Okay, so this is actually a lot similar to the action needed here. Okay, so let's make this nice and pretty. Autumn, release the old and rest. Okay, so this is, and also similar to the challenge too, right? Because we're going through so much change. So when we go through change, what we need to do is let go of the old, and go on with the new. But this isn't necessarily this is not spring energy. This says specifically autumn energy, which means that we kind of have to reflect and rest on making sure that, so I really believe that things happen to us, and they happen to us obviously for a reason, but we have to learn the lesson. So basically this is kind of saying like, the issue here is like, make sure you understand why this change is happening, why you had to go through what you needed to go through, why this is happening. So the why behind things is really important as you release the old. And that rest energy is like reflecting on it, right? Okay, so we have under reflect specifically, we have a leg up. We've gotten this card quite a few times in our previous readings. This is always about advantageous energy. So this, how I'm reading this, is that we have an advantage because we do have a lot of change that's kind of coming on. And like I said, change is a excellent opportunity with, everything kind of going on, reflecting on why things are changing or moving in the direction that they're moving. So that's what I feel like the advantage is. And the advantage I feel like is also like pretty obvious to us as well. So it's not like you're going to be like, oh my God, what is she talking? Like I have a feeling that a lot of you guys are like, oh, I know exactly what she's talking about. I understand why this change is happening. I've earned it, or, I've done I've done X, Y, and Z. So it makes sense that this is happening this way, et cetera, et cetera. So the advantage too is like the awareness is kind of already there for you guys. Okay, we have seeker. We have thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. Okay, so focusing on a lot of our energy, attention, and focus is really going to be great. Sorry, it's not lining up really well. Okay, I think I might put a tablecloth down next time because these are just all over the place here. Okay, so seeker is thirst of wisdom and truth wherever they are. This is definitely of research. Okay, so seeking things out or researching, finding answers to things, which is very interesting because it's funny that this is going to be the focus of the week, and then we have the surprise gambler in here where it's like, well, something comes up where you definitely have to use your intuition. So I will say there's nothing wrong with combining research, logic and intuition. The surprise is definitely a gamble for sure, this one particular thing, but I definitely feel like the rest of the week is definitely, our more logical research type minds, and finding evidence, like that kind of thing, seeking the truth in that way. And I definitely do feel like as far as like the decisions that we have to make, it's more so on that. But like I said, the surprise up there is the gambler. So don't discount that is basically what I'm trying to say. So I definitely feel like it's like one particular thing for a lot of you guys. And the rest of the stuff is kind of like, focus on the seeker here. Okay, responsibilities. Exchange energy to create abundance. Okay, so we definitely do have some finance stuff coming up. We have the money and finances next. I'm actually going to pull this at the same time so I can read them together. Because responsibilities can mean like a lot of things. We live in the real world. We have responsibilities. This is basically saying like we have to figure out a way to create more abundance and being resourceful with how we do it, and we have to go the distance with that. Okay, cool. All right, so basically this is a good week for money and finances and career, as long as we are resourceful and we figure out ways to go ahead and do that. I like that it's next to the seeker because that tells, like I said, there's a lot of research coming from here. So researching ways in which we can make more money, researching ways in which we can sell our talents for money or exchange for, say you have a kid and you need somebody to babysit, but you don't necessarily have the funds. What kind of exchange can you do with this child? Maybe you can help tutor them in math, like on Saturdays or something if they watch your kid during the week. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not a parent, but that is a good example of what the trader energy kind of is, okay? And so that's a responsible way, but it's kind of like Spirit is saying, like there's other ways to get what you want, in the abundance category, in the money category, getting ahead category, if you just utilize your resourcefulness, okay? And as long as you do that, you can go the distance. And there's an opportunity. I love that this is actually under the gambler here. There's an opportunity to go the distance. So there's an opportunity with whatever this gamble is to make additional money. I think of investment, but this could, financially, but this could be investment in yourself as well. Maybe you want to invest in a course or a therapist or, anything that could help get you ahead. That's kind of out of left field, but it's underneath, right underneath is go the distance under money and finances. So again, another indication that it's a really, really good thing to do. Okay, we have change, which is similar to, this is already change in the wind. I guess I didn't want to say like not similar to challenge, but we already know change is happening, but let's see if we have any additional, information here. So we have detected great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. Okay, guys, really, it's a truth seekers week, okay? So I definitely do feel like that's the change here, is that we're looking for, so guys, I definitely do feel awareness with this, where we're actually looking for the truth and we're looking for answers. So this could be a huge, huge week here and here. Showing us, basically Spirit is what's the word? Nudging us to seek out the truth. Okay, so this tells me a lot of things that were maybe lies or like things are coming to the surface, like things like you're finding things out this week. You're getting lots of clarity this week, okay? And going back to this first one here, martyr, I have a feeling these are connected because, like I said, anytime we are doing things for other people, anytime that we're actually serving others, that could really help us create more clarity, more ideas, more focused intention. But then again, also too, this detective is talking about like finding out things, okay? So finding out things, clarity in the way of purpose, but clarity also in the way of like, okay, now I can see the truth, with X, Y, or Z, okay? Okay, we have White Witch, be the light in health and fit wellness. Be the light. Okay, so guys, please, this is, and I feel like this isn't I don't see any like any of these cards relating to like having anxiety or not trusting ourselves or anything, because there are cards here that, the inner knowings cards. I know we're not done yet, but I do have a lot about, trusting your intuition when it comes to a big gamble here. But I definitely do feel like it's a more positive attitude type week, positive energy type week. So just keep it up. And that's really good for your mindset with all this change. So definitely, and again, we're not toxic positivity people here, okay? If you're angry, if you're sad, if you're feeling grief, if you're, doing whatever you need to be doing, feel it and deal with that. But this, again, I feel like is an underlying optimism for the week. So go through the range of emotions, and I feel like you guys are. So What's important? Okay, imagine. So what's important is, I know it's not under focus, but it's underneath the focus card here. So I feel like it's related in that way, where it is saying, don't forget to be more future focused. Okay, so guys, when I say that this is massive change happening for a lot of us, I'm serious, because it means letting go of the past. Okay, and I really feel like this action needed, where it's saying, okay, we need to take action, is leaving a lot in the past. Okay, I know it's about, leaving, this is more specifically about like letting go of the need to be right, but this is also letting go of all of those other things. Okay, release the old and rest. Okay, a lot of this is kind of like, this week we're kind of letting go of all the things that don't serve us anymore. Like, I think we'll notice naturally, organically, in flow. Okay, this is, and I definitely do feel like this week is more in flow than it actually has been in a really long time. Is we just cannot take what has not been serving us into this new massive change. And because it's so massive, it's not supposed to happen in 1 week. Okay, it's not that black and white. It's pretty gray. So just be easy on yourselves here, but it's important that we're future focused, and a lot of your decisions are more future focused and not past, past oriented, essentially, if that's even a phrase. Past oriented. Okay, romantic connection, wounded child, awakens compassion, desire to serve others, martyr, right? Wounded children opens the learning path of forgiveness. Okay, so this is great because this is in the positive here. Okay, and so the shadow is blamed all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resist moving on through forgiveness. Right. So this is I feel like, guys, and I feel like this is a very aware week for a lot of us, where we're really aware of what we're doing. So as far as our romantic connections, I see us doing really well on them this week. It's really good if you guys are partnered up. Recognizing your attachment styles within your relationships, recognizing where you're being unhealthy, taking accountability, recognizing red flags in partners. So I really do feel like that wounded child, you're taking responsibility for it this week within your relationships, and it's a really good week, positive week for your romantic relationships. Okay. We have friends. I would actually put this in the category of family as well. Take charge with authority. So yes, okay, this is interesting. This feels like, more on the lighthearted side of things. If you want to get anything done with friends, because we're in a social month, if you guys remember that from the April monthly, and take charge with authority. You're going to have to be the one that makes plans. Okay. Even though I feel like I said, social, April is definitely more of a social month. It's not like your calendar is just going to fill up because it's going to fill up. You're going to actually have to take charge, take authority, and get yourself out there, put yourself out there, and actually take the action here. Okay. So this is really about like, okay, you even have to make the plans. If there are friends that you haven't seen in a while, this is a really good week to really call them up and make plans with them. Okay. It's definitely, the energy supports that. And overall outcome, guys, what do we have? Come to the edge. Okay, so this is about coming right to the edge, ready to kind of jump off the cliff, ready for that new life. And so basically overall outcome, like I said, for April, massive change, definitely coming to fruition. It is really, really starting to take shape. So this is just more validation that it 100% is, and that we're ready to kind of jump off the cliff, right, as soon as we close up a lot of these different things that are happening this week. But overall, guys, I think maybe I say this a lot, but this is a really good week. I really do feel that. Last week was like a lot of like really kind of like deep, heavy type healing type week. I don't feel like that. So good job to everybody that really kind of dove really deep on their healing work last week. Definitely a more lighthearted week, which makes sense and aligns more with what I did for the April monthly. I definitely didn't see last week coming for sure, but it definitely feels like a really good week for the relationships, good week for giving back, giving to others. Good week for a surprise gamble, okay? And good week for finances, as long as we put the action into it and we really, put our trader energy, our trader archetype into action, and really positive week in general, as the overall kind of like underlying optimism that we got going on here, basically. Okay. Hopefully this resonates with you guys. Let me know in the comments. Even if it doesn't, remember to comment and leave me feedback about this type of spread. If you like this, it's a little kind of all over the place because they keep, this is a slippery, what is this, coffee table here, but I might have to put down tablecloth. But like and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. I'll see you for the next weekly. All right, bye.